Welcome back to Sad Clan Outdoors. Today we're covering the chicken run. So this framing is actually a little kit off of Amazon. I think it's 9 by 12. It's just tubular, it pops together, it's really easy to make. I surrounded the entire thing in hardware mesh because nothing can really get through it unless it's a bear or some big cat. But coyotes and stuff really can't get through it, and I have a lot of them up here. So this is the best way to go if you're trying to protect your chicken. I put a tarp up on top because it shades them in the middle of summer and it keeps the snow and the rain off of their dry walking surface. It also keeps it off of them and they're more willing to come outside, get exercise, and be more healthy. The tarp also serves a purpose, just like the mesh, in keeping wild birds and their droppings out of my containment, so to speak, so that my birds aren't contracting the bird mites and any other bird flu or whatever these wild birds are carrying. It keeps them safe, especially in this mountainous environment. I love to let them free range. They won't survive. I have at least 14 coyotes within a couple mile radius. It's insane the amount of predators that are out here. So I give them as much room as I can, but I keep them safe. The hardware mesh goes completely underneath this structure as well. And then I've covered it in dirt. And then I coat it over and I use pine bark. Don't use cedar, it's not good for the respiratory systems. But I use pine bark, and for the small amount of birds that I have 9 birds at the moment. I think I'm gonna up it to 12 at some point, but maybe 11, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But for the birds I have, it takes a long time for them to really mess it up. Once every 2 years I really have to clean it out, unless it gets really messy. I live in the mountains, so I can just find somewhere on the property to get rid of it if I don't want to bag it up and trash it up. But it still is an option to just take it down to the local dump on green day and chuck it. It is green waste, it's fine. I have several systems set up in here that you might want to know about, and we'll get to those. But first and foremost, I have heavy rocks surrounding my chicken coop. So if there is a coyote, they have to dig through all these heavy rocks that I've piled all the way around the chicken coop base to protect them. And even if they do that, they're still not getting up through the mesh underneath, so it's a real waste of their time. But chicken's tasty and they like them. Let's check out the inside. I've got a lot of setup in there. So this just comes with a frame I wrapped around the hardware mesh, and then I found this old vacuum hose tubing from a shop vac. I just cut it and I tied it on, and that protects me from getting cut by any of the sharp edges on this. Simple lever design, but it works really well. Let's go inside. All right, as we go in, there's the ladies, a little startled because I'm bothering them. Lock the door behind myself real quick. So I have a bucket of water down here, and that, normally I clean the bark out of it, but they do kick it in there. I think I cleaned it yesterday and they've already messed it up. But I put a block of ice in there and some bricks, and they're able, if you can see the bricks in there, they're able to walk on the bricks and cool their feet off in this cooler water, and that keeps them from overheating. Over here, I have an ash and dirt, so like just standard wood ash from the fireplace and dirt, and I mix it up and they dust bathe in that, and all the mites and critters don't like the ashes, and it really gets rid of any sort of bugs or pests that they might have. I have this standard hanging device for the food. It works out very well. I hang it just to where they can barely reach it, because otherwise they'll make a mess of everything. Hanging this and having this much food allows me to have 10 chickens in one environment for 4 days and not run out of food just fine. I've got a Brute 20-gallon trash can that I've put these watering feeders in. They just tap at it and the water comes out. It's got 20 gallons in here, so that'll last me a week and a half to 2 weeks, depending on the month or what the temperatures are and stuff outside. Just simple. It's got water in it, and it's got a little aquarium tank heater in it that keeps it from being frozen in the middle of winter. That runs up. I have extension cords run. They're not involved right now because it is summer, so works out really well. This is a contraption that I put together It's got an automatic feeder, like some people use it for game or hunting. They feed natural corn and stuff to animals in the wild all year long to bring them into the area, and then when it's hunting season they go out and shoot them, to each their own. I use it for chickens. So chickens can get bored, and giving them a little treat now and then, especially one that they have to go and find, keeps their minds entertained. So I just fill this full of scratch. It's got corn and seeds and stuff in it. And what happens is I just set the time on this, and then it spins around, throwing all the seeds throughout the entire enclosure every day at 7 a.m. So they come out for their morning, and it just throws it everywhere, and then they have to go all day long trying to find it through the bark. Really keeps them busy. Think about it. 4-inch PVC tubes that I originally had for food because filling up their food every day was rough. But now that I have a bigger, better food solution for the magnitude of birds I now have, I only had 3 originally, but chicken math adds up, right? So these I just leave the top on, and I fill it full of oyster shell so that they can get more calcium in their diets. Helps for harder shells. If your shells are really weak and brittle, then I strongly recommend oyster shells. They work really well. I just put a brick down here at the bottom, and it keeps them off the ground. It keeps them supported, keeps the chickens from really messing with them too. They just go in there, and then I hose clamp them to the side wall of the mesh. Works out really well. I fill these, I don't know, once a quarter maybe. They go through it very slowly, but it's good. See, they'll scratch at the ground and start looking for this scratch that I threw out everywhere. And it throws it all the way across, so everybody kind of gets a little bit, but it keeps them busy and keeps them healthy, keeps them active. So, thanks for tuning in, and feel free to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.